Yeah, we're here at the Ridge Motorsports Park, ready for some superbike racing. We got some killer weather this weekend. So yeah, excited to get rolling, watch some races, and get to work.
You expect the times to compress. I don't think anybody was expecting to see, after first qualifying, the top 8 covered by 7/10, the top 7 covered by under half a second. Now Gagne, he is on top by 47 one-thousandths of a second over Cameron Beaubier.
Yeah, and of course the 39.1 is the outright circuit record. 39.8 is the race lap record, and it's a 39.863, and that's under it. That is under the race lap record by 2 one-thousandths of a second. He's frustrated for Matthew Scholz because he was on a lap. How good is it to see the number 6 back in Medallia Superbike? Jake Gagne, the defending champion, will start from the middle of the front row of the grid, and Cameron Beaubier will start from the outside of row 1. Ducati, Yamaha, and BMW.
Yeah, we had a good bike yesterday. We got a better bike today. I felt really confident and comfortable doing the laps. I did my fastest lap. I did the 39.8 on race tire, which was, to me, was great. I was pumped. Put the Q on, went out. We had a red sector 1, went into that turn, and yeah, just grabbed the brakes and then got kind of a tuck. It kind of corrected and then slammed me down. So it's a bummer because looking back at it, I could have just stayed with that 39.8 and I didn't need to push to try to go faster than that. Would have been pole still. So it's a bummer, but I was just doing what I needed to do and trying to make sure I could secure the top 3 at least. I didn't want to end up getting bumped out of the top 3, so I wanted to put down as good of a time as I could, because I know at this track it's really critical to be on the front row because of how tight turn 1 is. You could lose a lot to the leaders. And yeah, crash just kind of came out of nowhere. I think maybe a lot of times what we have to do with the qualifying tire is go slow on the warm-up lap to be able to save the life of the super soft rear. And maybe I just didn't get enough heat in the front tire. That's what caused the front tuck, and there was no saving it. For the race, it's going to be tough. You know, my ankle's a little bit sore, but I think we'll be fine. You know, it's nothing crazy. Just need to go out there. Adrenaline will kick in, and we should be all right. So, you know, it's nice having that 0.4 of a second, half-second cushion on everybody, so that we go into it on a race tire, especially, you know, with them thinking about, like, shit, what could he have done if he didn't fall down? And, you know, I'm confident going into the race, so it should be a good one.
Yeah, a good day qualifying, P2, I'm pretty sure. All these guys are going fast. It's really tight at the front, so I think it's going to be a good fun race. Try to get off to a clean start and go racing with those guys. 16 laps, so a lot can happen, and just try to be smart, do our job, and have some fun.
Yeah, we're sitting okay. It felt like we did some decent times on the race tires, which is good. I feel like we improved, the team improved the bike overnight, and I didn't really nail any good laps on my Q tire, but we feel good, ready to go racing. We're on the front row, which is good, and Josh and Jake are going really fast, so yeah, it's going to be a tough race, and see how it goes.
just over 27 and a half minutes left, and this is a 30-minute session. We're looking at the provisional pole position man, Josh Hayes. Just behind him is the 85 of Jake Lewis. Hobbs, as I said at the start of this qualifying session, as he wheelies his way through this final complex division wheel for X-Star Suzuki. Another rider that's making his debut season in the category, and he's impressing me. Well, the good thing for us with just over 7.5 minutes to go is that the top 3 in Q2 are the top 3 overall. So is on an absolute flyer here. This could be inside the circuit race record. The first rider to win first 5 races on his debut, and is this going to be inside the circuit record? His wife and his little baby watching from back home. Out onto the start and finish straight then. Teague Hobbs looking for his first front row of the season. Does he hang on in 3rd position? He does. A full
Yeah, I'm pretty happy about my first pole position on the MotoAMerica. For sure, I was trying to get it on the previous races, but for some reasons I was not able to do a flying lap. And the speed, if I won the races, I was not able to stay on the pole position. So my target was to bring the pole back to the garage. So we did this morning, and for the moment it's been a very nice weekend, very positive weekend for us, and hopefully we can bring good results also for the races.
Yeah, we had one fresh tire to put down a fast lap. We went out with a used tire just to get reacclimated with the track this morning. Temperatures were a little bit colder than yesterday, but we threw on a fresh R3 rear and put down actually a couple fast laps. And the goal for the race is to be able to manage the tire. Right now we're trying to figure out whether the R3 or the R5 is going to be better for the race.
Yeah, I practice Q1 and Q2 went great. You know, practice we were 4th, Q1 we were 2nd, and then we ended up 3rd on the grid for today's race. Should be some good racing. Everyone's really close. We've been working really hard. The whole Vision Wheel M4 Star Suzuki team has, and yeah, it's coming. I don't want to say easy, but the bike's working so well that all I really have to do is sit there and it does all the work. But yeah, looking forward to today's race. It feels great to have my first front row start in MotoAmerica Supersport.
The mid-season battle is as close as you like it, with the top 2 dogs swapping wins and the points lead. But after the last race, 2013 champ is back to top form and back in the championship battle. So it's time to turn the lights off and turn the action on as Superbikes invade the picturesque Pacific Northwest right now. On the number 6 bike, as they go into turn number 1, Heron's going to lean on everybody and he'll lead the way. Beaubier side by side with Peterson trying to find position. But it's Gagne who comes out on top. The number 1 plate and taped up ankle, right ankle, trying to figure it out as though everybody goes wide.
That line I was talking to you about, you see how Gagne jumps that curve on the way down?
It's 2 bike legs. Oh, it looks like Cam Peterson.
Cam Peterson
he
just
crashed.
went down, same place as he did yesterday.
Just lost the front, Alexander. So Josh Heron now moves his way up into 5th spot.
See if he has a peek.
Here goes Heron up the inside, nice and tight, and for position, and just like Jason called it.
I'm really happy to see this. Matthew Skolt's running 3rd. Got to remember, Greg, he came from the 3rd row, and I know these Westby guys this morning, I didn't get to talk to them, but I'm sure there was some frustration over there because Matthew on a couple of his fast laps, I saw the Westby bike, just some sort of electronical issues. The bike was not running, it was cutting out on him, and it happened twice right in front of me, both on good laps. He has closed this gap down now to probably 0.4 of a second, 0.3 actually. 41-1 for Jake Gagne. Beaubier still in the front.
Oh, no! And down goes Cameron Beaubier. Red flag. Red flag out.
I kind of forgot what it looked like up here on the podium.
Points, Matt Skoltz in 2nd, and it's another.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I'd say we lucked out a little bit, obviously, with both Peterson and Beaubier going down, but I got off to a good start. The adrenaline was kind of like, you know, making the pain go away at the beginning, and I was just having some weird shifting problems, so it sucks. I was pretty close to Gagne, then ran really wide, lost like 5 positions, and getting it back was just hard. So got through Alexander, got through Richie, Peterson went down, so I saw myself in 4th, and I was pretty settled in there. You know, I figured, all right, I'm going to walk away with some solid points. We'll battle through tomorrow and just heal up for Laguna and have 3 strong races at Laguna. So to see Cam go down, I was, you know, my initial instinct is like, okay, we're in 3rd now. Obviously afterwards, I'm like, I noticed he's standing up, he's good. So I was stoked to obviously take over 3rd, and I knew Richie was going to be pushing hard to catch up to me because he could see the podium right in front of him. But they called it, and luckily we were able to walk away with 3rd. So for how that crash was this morning and the pain that I'm in right now and how much it's affecting us, yeah, I'm ready to go rest, that's for sure. Go do something. So yeah, good weekend so far. We got I don't know if we got the lap record, but we got really close. Got pole. It's my 2nd ever pole in Superbike, and yeah, I'm stoked. So ready for tomorrow.
Yeah, my start was all right. You know, I didn't want to brake too late, try to make up too many spots because I know that chicane can really catch you out. It really bottlenecks badly. So you know, I was a little bit disappointed with not really having the mid-corner speed as the rest of the guys. The first lap or 2, I was dropping off. But overall, you know, I got past Richie Cam Peterson crashed. I just kind of settled into my own pace from there, and I felt like I was going pretty well. Jake and Cam Bobier, we were, I'd say, a relatively similar pace, but then got to maybe 8 or so laps to go, and I just started struggling a little bit. The rear tire was spinning up and kicking a lot, so I knew that I had third wrapped up. I was pulling a gap on the guys back and forth, at that stage, and I was riding more than half a second lap quicker than them, so kind of just knew I was in a podium spot and just settled in. Especially coming off the MotoAMerica round, that was a W for us. With the whole new motorcycle, first time out, to be up on the podium was a massive step forward. So, we kind of know what we have to work on now, and looking forward to race 2.
Yeah, race 1 was a good day. Got off to a good start. Josh came around the outside of me in turn 1. I kind of squared him up out of 2. And then I was in the lead on the first lap, so kind of put my head down and tried to push the pace. I was actually a little surprised that I was eking out a little lead. I know Cam P was behind me and had a crash. He would have been there, and about halfway, I had a little over a second and a half, and then I just saw my pit board, the gap was closing down. I didn't know who was behind me, honestly. And then the very last lap before the red flag, I could hear a bike right on my tail up at the chicane. It was a bummer to see Cameron Bobier go down and a red flag, but I guess we'll take any win we can get, but it would have been a good fight those last couple laps, and it's going to be another one tomorrow, man. Everybody's going to step it up, so it's going to be another dogfight.
Mike's looking forward, so it's Flores who's going to lead us into turn 1, and what a margin he already has. Superbike that he races in the World Endurance Series. Here goes Hayes.
What a move by Josh. He set that up really early and was able to just slide up underneath Ty Scott in that last corner. He's going to stay over to the left now, make Ty Scott go over to the right to go by him. Hayes should have the better position going into turn 1. He's going to be a hard man to outbrake from the outside. So Josh Hayes is going to take that spot. And then you look at Teague Hobbs. He's trying to work his way by Mesa.
And there goes Mesa up the inside. That's a nice pass on Ty Scott, who comes off of a $55,000 win at the Loudon Classic the last weekend.
Bikes and all that kind of thing. And they really wanted to make sure that they were prepared. Oh! Ty Scott got in there extremely lead. That's going to help Andy DeBrino.
Oh, Mesa goes down! Oh, no! Since the Spaniard has arrived in the U.S., he's seen nothing but the checkered flag first. And he notches another victory, and this Swin Hunter Yamaha R6 racer will take second spot, and Vision Wheel M4X Star Suzuki's Teague Hobbs will bring home third.
Yeah, definitely it's been a really positive weekend for me. Yesterday I managed to lead the race from the beginning till the checkered flag, and it was nice to stay on the race pace I did yesterday. I got a good gap from the riders behind of me, but my main focus was to stay consistent on the race pace, consistent on the 43s, 44 lows. So I took the victory, and this morning on the warm-up we tried something different on the fork. It worked well, so hopefully we can repeat today the same spot.
Yeah, yesterday's Supersport race went pretty well. I mean, the position was, I was pretty happy with second place. Chavi's kind of had a step on everybody this weekend, so that's been really difficult to get a hold of, right? But the guys with a lot of experience here with Tyler and Teague, I was happy to be able to get into the race with those guys. Obviously, I have to be pretty aggressive in the first few laps to make sure I'm in good position, and I was able to do that. And I was just fast enough in the right places that it made it hard for them to come back at me. We had a little bit of a snafu towards the end of the race, and I had to relearn a few things to adapt to some motorcycle issues that we had. But I was glad to be able to hold them off and manage to get to the line in second place. So we tried a few things this morning in the warm-up to see if we could improve and get a little bit closer to Chavi. There were some things that I thought felt better, but the lap time didn't quite show it, and then Chavi went even faster. So at this point, I think what I'm most focused on is I expect Tyler and Teague to be better, and I'm just trying to prepare to make sure that I'm able to race those guys well and finish as far forward as possible. And I think what happens with Chavi today is really more up to Chavi than it is to us.
Yeah, yesterday was an amazing race. There was a little bit of a gap that got built between me and the battle for second between Josh Hayes and Stefano Mesa. And I just clicked off some laps, tried to hit my marks, and ended up catching them at the end. So yeah, great result. I mean, my best of the season and my first podium in Supersport ever. So something to build on. Now it's going to ruin every other race that I don't get on the podium, but it's all good. You know, it's something I've been working towards for a long time, and we'll just try to keep racking them up, get some points. But I think for today, it's going to be kind of the same situation. You know, just got to get a good start, and hopefully you don't get bobbled up with you know, a 3 or 4 rider battle.
Kanye went from hunter to hunted, and the field gave it their best shot. First, it was Herron, then Peterson, and finally, Beaubier. And when the dust settled, a 12-point lead turned into a 28-point lead. It's time to take the fight to Gagne, but who will bring it? We find out right now.
Rowe has Beaubier trying to sweep around the outside, but it's got to be the #1 plate of Gagne who gets position, and Beaubier tries to go up the inside of Herron. Can't get that done.
Got a couple riders down to the back. One's Nolan Lampkin.
14th segment, Herron is wide. Beaubier goes up the inside. Herron's going to fight right back. But can Beaubier square it up? He does. Now this is a battle of racetrack position. And Herron, really good drive, goes right around the outside, but Beaubier's able to maintain it.
As he put it to me, being on that BMW, as you see, Schultz has got a problem. So I'm not sure what happened to Matthew there.
Have a new geometry setting, and he likes it, as now the #6 has gone to the front. Sorry about that, Cameron. Beaubier leads the way, and like I said, Jason, he's done it in a part of the racetrack where he's maximizing, but you can see Beaubier is riding everything he's got. Oh, he took the lead, he puts his head down and takes the checkered flag, and another victory for Cameron Beaubier in 2023 in Medallia Superbike race #2.
Happy with what we came away with, and staying consistent. That's key. So glad that we got a little bit over a week off now to just kind of go figure out what's going on, heal up a little bit if I can, and then come back strong at Laguna for the 3-round race, or 3-race round. Yeah, got up to a good start, which I was happy with. Was able to get a clean couple first laps. I figured there might have been some drama behind me because I had a bit of a gap on my pit board, which I was surprised about, like yesterday, but I think as soon as Beaubier got into second, he reeled me in like it was nothing. And he kind of sat behind me. I knew he was going to try to go for it eventually. I just tried to see if I could maybe save the edge of the tire a little bit. But yeah, he moved by me. I tried everything I could to hang on to it for a few laps, but just didn't have the pace that he was running. He finished that race strong, put a gap on, and yeah, brought it home in second. So, you know, overall, a first and a second, good weekend. We still got a points lead, but yeah, you know, we know what we need to improve with this bike and see what we can do, how we can move forward, and make a run, man, because this championship's going to be tight. All these guys, all these teams are really putting in the work, so we'll be doing the same. Should be a good race at Laguna Seca.
Yeah, I got off to a decent start. Herron and I we were both making little mistakes here and there, and once we settled down, we both put our heads down, and I was able to. My bike was working so good today. The Tyler's BMW guys had the thing just even better than yesterday. And yesterday I was pretty surprised with what I had. So hats off to those guys. And yeah, I was able to chase Jake down. I saw a 39.6 on my dash, which I was pretty surprised about. So that's like, what, 4, 5, 6, yeah, 7/10 faster than I went in qualifying. So bike was hooking, and I was feeling really good.
I mean, he keeps resetting the record books. First rider in history in Supersport to win 6 in a row in his first go at it and everything else, and it was...
I mean, look, he wants to, what he's trying to do is get himself into that mix right off the bat. Forrest doesn't have as big of a jump as he did yesterday.
No, but it's still
the same guy leading, isn't it? We got a couple of those sorted, so that's important. As you see Hayes here, he goes up underneath T-Hoff. We're hearing that Josh, we heard that Josh may have fallen, and he did. It looks like maybe turn 11, Greg. Just slide back here, look at Ty Scott. Ty Scott goes 44-1 this last, or 45-1 the last time by. At least he's not losing as much as these guys were losing yesterday. Ty Scott is 6.3 seconds back now.
It's freshman season here in MotoAmerica Supersport competition, and every race he's entered, he's won so far, and he holds up 7. It's number 7 in a row with a stoppie across the line, and Xavi Forés gets it done and ties Garrett Gerloff for the most wins in a row in a single season. Ty Scott in second, Teague Hobbs in third.
Yeah, sure. Pretty happy with my 7th victory in a row, especially after some changes we did on the warm-up. The bike was not working as good as yesterday, and I couldn't get the same race pace as I did yesterday. But anyway, I got the victory. It's much better than I was expecting at the beginning of the season when I started this challenge. So I'm enjoying a lot riding this bike and working with the team.
Yeah. Yesterday we had some electrical problems in race 1. We finished P4. Today went a lot better. We made some improvements in morning warm-up, and right off the start got a good start, trying to follow Flores for a couple laps, trying to stay close to him and kind of gauge the gap in front of me and behind me. We stayed consistent throughout the race and managed to secure 2nd with a margin.
Yeah, no, today's race was a little tough. We didn't have a great pace at the beginning, and we kind of just had to work our way into it. But you know, once we got towards the later half of the race, you know, we started to really throw down some decent lap times. So I'm happy to take 2 podiums. You know, I got my first podium yesterday in the Supersport class, and to get another one feels amazing. So, you know, it's something to build on, and hopefully we can be on the top step or at least 2nd in Laguna.